folks, live on Facebook. I'm live on YouTube. What's going on, folks? Sunday, first Sunday back. Well, first Sunday of uh, standard time. How many of you guys out here like the time change thing? Do you rather stay on Eastern Standard Time, Daylight Saving Time? What is your thoughts on this? A lot of people say they would rather stay on the I knew I was gonna do that. They'd rather stay on the Eastern Standard Time. Okay. They want this to do that, but it did it anyway. Oh Lord. Yeah. I'm getting people gonna be like, what the hell's happening on YouTube? It's I gotta get me a stand or something for my phone. I don't feel like holding this. And it's just not, I wish they'd have, okay, I'm gonna have to find something else. This is not gonna work. I don't know how to do this. Jesus Christ. Maybe I should get off of here. I wish there was some way I could get another camera. I need another camera. This is not working at all. This is not working on people on Facebook. I'm gonna be like, on YouTube, gonna like, what the fuck is he doing? I'm trying to get this damn thing to set up right, but this son bitch ain't doing it. Okay. What's going on, folks? God dang. Sunday before midterm elections. What everybody, yeah, I voted. I probably seen a lot of my posts earlier this week or even before. Talk about some of my thoughts about elections and the results of elections, the consequences of elections, or whatever you think about elections. I'm always thinking kind of out of the box of a lot of things, and just doing research and observation about what elections mean in reference to, especially in brown and black communities. Okay, I've posted some things on there about what elections really entail, and it does, and it's more than just voting, folks. We spread this rumor. I don't want to say rumor, but we spread this thought process as all we got to do is vote and things will change. Votes only are real effective. They help groups of people if it pushes the economics behind it. What does that mean? Okay, economics in anything that you do, nothing's free, and everything that you want change in your communities is pushed by economics. Okay, you got to realize that. Just voting. I don't care if it's Republican or Democrat. Voting does not change a goddamn thing unless there's some economics push behind it. White people suppress their vote because they suppress the vote for the power, the people that want to be in power. That's why the power people that suppress a vote, the folks that suppress votes, they suppress it for a reason. They suppress it for the other people so they can get an edge on winning. That's it. It's not so much even to help any group of people. Only reason those votes only help those people get elected to those things. It does not necessarily mean it's going to help you or your community unless there's some economic power that you have bought something in between it. It's bad to say that all the votes are usually bought in some ways. The people that get things done in their community put some economic power in their voting, in their political thing. Like in the Third Godfather, I posted this out when Vincent Corleone talked to Lee Casey. In the third one, he said, politics and economics, these things I do not understand. He said, economic. He said, politics is a gun. Well, economics is a gun. Politics is knowing when to pull the trigger. It's really a profound statement if we understand the thought process behind that. And we got to understand that for anything in your community, it takes economics from any standpoint. I don't care who's running from office or who's running with office. If you don't help in those people's campaign or put some kind of investment in their campaign, they really ain't got nothing to say to you. Bad to say it, they don't. Economics is the push behind all politics, money, plata, okay? Whether you believe that or not, anytime there's change in any community, there's money behind it. It's not just voting, okay? I learned that a long time ago. I probably learned that from my grandfather, uncles and stuff. I knew there's, because we, black and brown, black and Latino communities, more so I would say that black communities got to understand that there's got to be an economic base to see anything. What's up, man? Hey, Kent. What's up? Leslie, what's up? There's got to be an economic-based stronghold for a community to get any benefit out of the political politicians that you want to help your community. Everybody wants this community. Look at something. Do you think, why is it that you only see black and brown people out there marching? You don't see a lot of the Asian communities out there, right? Because they have learned to establish their own economic base. They learned to buy into what they want done in their communities. And a lot of times they don't have to worry about politicians and what they do for them because they already established their own economic base, their own, everybody talks about how politics starts local. Even when it starts local, if you don't help with that campaign local and help it flourish to get national, you can forget about it. It don't matter what you put in the vote. Yeah, they'll take your vote. And some of them will suppress it just to have somebody else win it. That's a game. This is a game of politics. It's the game of economics. It's a capitalistic society, and it's not just U.S. This is Europe, all those type of things. If you don't have a great economic base in your community, they'll take your vote. Okay, don't get me wrong, your vote counts, but it's not going to count for the things that you think because if you don't have an economic base that's driving that vote. Yeah, that's a thank you very much. They'll look and say, oh, that community didn't contribute to my campaign. Forget about them. Thank you for your vote. That's the game of politics, people. That's the game of politics. Hey, that's why I say politics is a dirty business. Okay? It ain't dirty because it's truly ran by the power of the economy. Money, plata, all that stuff. It's not ran by just your vote. People need to realize this stuff and quit getting into this thing about, oh, you got to vote because people died for you. People died because they wanted freedom. It ain't so much you to vote. Okay? People died for freedom. And freedom isn't about just for voting. Because you can have a lot of people vote and still don't have no freedom to do nothing. Okay? Think about it. And I'm not knocking anybody's, but we had 8 years of Obama in the White House. Okay? The black communities in the U.S. hasn't changed that much. In fact, it didn't change at all. What has that done? There's some people say that Obama's, and I'm not knocking voting for Obama. I voted for him too. But recognize this. I didn't jump up and down when he got elected because I knew what the game's going to be. Every politician that gets into office, the whole presidency in reality is a symbolism. And some of it is symbolism more than others. Okay? Obama's presidency was a symbolism. Kennedy's, they were a symbolism also for the Catholic Church, for the Catholic people. The big difference with that is the communities that put money into those campaigns, they helped. Not all, but the ones that did, they did get help. They're the ones that benefit. Okay? This is all driven by money, folks. Economics, everything. Ain't no free lunch. Nothing's free. If you expect because the Democrats will get into to the may take over the House of Representatives, we'll see what changes that much. Okay, without a lot of economic base and demanding from communities what they want, not much is going to change. Not much is going to change. We got to understand something. Today, I hear my parents, or my mother especially, not so much my dad. My dad's deceased now, but people were talking about more about, they were promising their retirement these 3 and 4% raises. They do stuff like that to pacify groups of people. You are responsible for your economy now. We have entered, probably in the last 10 years, we have entered what we call a performance-based economy, which means you are responsible. No matter whether you retired or not, don't matter where you retired, okay? If you retire local government or federal government, you still responsible for your economic livelihood. You want a raise? The only way you're going to get a raise is unless you start some other income stream. If you're expecting this government to subsidize you with another 3 or 4% raise, they're not. Okay, they're not. That's not what their thing is anymore. Yes, they, like I said, they'll take your vote. The only way they ain't gonna take your vote if you don't vote. Some people say, well, if you vote, if not voting is giving a vote to the other side. Nah, I don't believe that shit neither. Not voting is just not voting. Okay? The people, let's see, who's somebody else? Okay. People, you got to understand something. People in Congress withhold their votes when they don't like a bill that they get to vote on bills. They withhold their vote when they don't like something, when they don't agree with something. So why is it so wrong for people in the United States to withhold their vote against a constituent that they don't believe is going to bring things together? Okay, or you don't like what they're saying. You don't like what either one of them saying. Okay? Unless you don't want to subsidize their campaign with money if you don't believe in what they're saying. So why vote for them? The vote, will get them in office, and a vote not will keep them out of office. But if they don't have enough money to establish their campaigns, they end up dropping out. That's what happens with all these people in the presidential ones. Not enough money. Not enough donations to their campaigns, you withhold that money, they have to drop out. So as much as power that there is in the vote, there is much power as abstaining from the vote, if we understand the political game and the economics behind that. Okay? We, as brown and black people, need to make the constituents earn our vote. We make them have. We need to demand certain things that we want to happen, not just by voting. Okay, we need to. What are you gonna do this? What are you gonna do that? Not just voting don't mean shit. I know there's gonna be a lot. I'm stepping on a lot of people's toes who are brought up to think a certain way, and I understand that. I understand that how you feel, but understand. Everything is about economics in this game, okay? Everything. Every damn thing, okay? If you understand, I guess maybe because I took economics when I was in college with marketing, it kind of opened my eyes. Well, I'm going to tell you what. Where is it? I've been saying and sharing this book forever to people. There's a lot of books that's opened my eyes to the fact of the game of economics. This is one by Robert Kiyosaki, okay? Unfair Advantage, okay? The one book that really opened my eyes to the world and what's really going on is this one. This is Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Conspiracy of the Rich. If you're interested in these, hit me up on my Facebook page. I'll send you a link to it that you can get it. You know, what we don't understand what the rich do too is that they're using what Trump is doing. And this is what I believe what Trump is doing. I thought about this over the week. Yeah, he allowed the Russians and a lot of other things. That's why he, to promise certain things in the well, one thing, he was in financial trouble. He got the help from the Russians. Everybody knows he was in financial trouble. He got the Russians to help him. Okay? But he used the climate, the economic climate, the debt in his favor. See, what millionaires and business people, they use good debt. Okay? What's good debt? Well, good debt, there's a thing between good debt and bad debt. Okay? Let me explain that. Bad debt is things you cannot write off. Okay? For certain things. Like student loan things. That's bad debt. Okay? If you own a business, this is where a lot of people get messed up on too. About they heard that, oh, now don't take this wrong. I'm not talking as if I support Trump. I'm talking to you people from a realistic standpoint on what's going on and how he's fucking the country. He's using the country's debt to enrich himself. That's why we went from what was it? 500? What was the debt ratio? It was like we went from a $50 billion deficit to a $700-something deficit, or $500 billion to $700 billion deficit from the time Obama was in office to now this fool's in office, because he's using that debt to enrich himself, and this is why they did these tax cuts. These tax cuts are based off of enriching himself, enriching his buddies who he got to help him. Hey, it's just like, let's look at it realistic. Let me use a metaphor. 5 families, mafia. When you got a scheme, okay, like, anybody watch the Goodfellas? When they did that Lufthansa heist, okay? Back then, that thing was worth probably about $15 to $20 million. Back then, it was a lot of money, okay? Certain people got paid off. They helped them. Certain people got whacked out that they didn't want to pay. Okay, think about the economy in the same way. They use the debt of the economy, jack up the taxes to pay off the people that got them in the office, to pay them off, and then take that money from the poor people in taxes and in health care and everything else to enrich themselves. That's what they're doing. We got nothing more than really an organized crime organization in the White House. A lot of us that they voted in. This is what he's using: U.S. taxes, U.S. economy, U.S. debt to enrich himself. That's all this thing is. The dude is doing. Okay. Now, what else he may have on plan? Who knows? This is why they're investigating. This is why he doesn't want to give up his taxes to Mueller, because yeah, he's doing some illegal shit. He's in violation of the Amendment Clause, because it states that a sitting president can't use the presidency to enrich his own self. Yeah. That went by the wayside. But understand that that's what he's doing if you think about it. And he's probably looking into a lot of other different things that are happening that could hurt a lot of folks. Right. He really needs to get out of office. Now, I'm going to say this. How he get out of office may not matter. It may not happen with the vote, folks. Y'all waiting for 2020? I don't think we have time to wait for 2020. It depend on getting him out. They need to get his ass out this year, really. if anything that I'm seeing that I feel that's happening, I think Mueller is actually building what's coming on so long. Everybody said, "Why is this taking so long?" Everybody remember John Gotti. You know, Mueller is the one that put him away. They built a RICO case, and if I'm not mistaken, I think this is just my opinion. You ain't got to agree with this. You can look it up and think what's going on. I think Mueller is building a RICO case against the whole GOP administration. Everybody keeps saying, why doesn't the GOP do something? Because they pay it off. If somebody paid you about 50, 60 million to keep your mouth shut, wouldn't you? That's why. That's why they're not doing it. Plain and simple. Okay? One of the things they're using this thing is they don't what is this thing? I got a thing from Kamala Harris. Trump's presidency hangs in the balance. Well, yeah. This is one of the things they used. They use Obama's being in office as a way of getting him in too. Okay, it's a backlash on having a first black president. Second one, they use a certain group of people in our country that don't know no better and convince them that he is gonna make their lives better. What the fuck does Donald Trump have in common with Appalachian folks? People in Kentucky, West Virginia, all those coal mining folks. What does he have in common with them? Not a goddamn thing. Okay? But they so stupid enough to vote it for him, think he was going to help them bring back the coal in their situation. Now they looking at, there was a company down in Kentucky that just got, they're closed. It's closing their coal factory or whatever. See? And I wish, this is one other thing, I wish the Dems, and I see this on MSNBC all the damn time. Look, and Chris Matthews said this shit once before. He said that they lost, how would he put it? The Dems won the election, but lost the White House. I'm like, wait a minute. You won the election or you didn't win the election. You can't win the election and say you lost the White House. Winning an election for the president, it means if you won the White House, you won the election. That's what you win it for that. See, we get caught up in this shit about the popular vote. Popular vote don't mean a damn thing. Okay? Popular vote don't mean a damn thing. It don't win you the White House. I was so damn really surprised. Yeah, you right, Kent. He ain't nothing but he's a wannabe New York gangster. He's a wannabe. Okay? He's from Queens. Not to disrespect anybody from Queens, but I know some people from Queens. But you know, he's a wannabe gangster. He's hung around a lot of gangsters, that's for damn sure. But you don't win the election by the popular vote, people. Popular vote don't get you in the White House. Let's clear that shit up right now. If you don't understand the political game, especially the presidential with the electoral college, which is the bullshit ass scheme of things, but it was a way to keep black people, women, and poor people from voting. Really. That's what that was developed for. And they're still using that thing. Tell me something. You think about this. This I didn't realize until last year. Well, not last year, but 2016. I did not know there was another election, electoral election, after the one they have in November, when they have the presidential. They have one in December. Now, you think about this, don't have to believe nothing I say or anything. What is the use if we as the people voted in our presidents and all that? What is the true use in having an electoral vote in December? If we the people, if truly we the people voted this president in or any presidents in. What's the use in that? You think about it, you let that marinate for a minute. Okay? What is the use in having that? If we, the people, have a say-so in electing these government officials into office, but yet, especially the presidency, yet we got to have this other damn thing in December. To me, that don't make a lot of sense. That's why I said Dems need to stop with this shit about the popular vote. The popular vote don't mean a damn thing. Ain't got shit to do with electing a president in the United States. If that was the case, Hillary Clinton would have been in the damn White House. Okay? I brought this up once before. A lot of people looked at me like I was crazy. But you gotta understand, it's a game. This whole politics shit is a game. Whether you want to believe this shit or not, it's a freaking game. I can't. Was it Donna Brazile that said when she was her campaign administrator, whether it said that they weren't given the monies to go and campaign in those areas that they needed to campaign in. And they said her husband told her, Bill Clinton told him that they need to campaign in these certain areas. There's a reason why they lost that, like parts of Ohio, Michigan, why they lost because they didn't campaign in there. Now, if you know this, being in politics, as long as you've been in politics, you was in politics with your husband for 30 years. You was in your it's been 20-something years since he won, since he was the president. Why in the fuck would you not listen to your husband that's done this and get the money to go and campaign in it? I can't swallow the fact that they were that arrogant and not understanding that. My thing is, I know some people are gonna say, oh, okay, why would you say that? The only reason I think, why isn't it possible that maybe she threw the election? I can't believe she was that arrogant or that naive or maybe that stupid not to. You've been in this thing a long time. You ran once before. You ran against Obama. So that experience, you didn't know that you needed a campaign here or there and everywhere? I'm not buying it. I'm sorry. I'm not buying it that just because they didn't have the money, or they didn't want the money, or they didn't finance the money. They could have gone in there. Internet. Hell, it don't take that much money to campaign. Donald Trump used the internet to win certain campaigns. See? Don't give me this shit about, well, they thought they had it in the bag. Well, they may have thought that they had it in the bag, but that don't mean that you got to be that. If you're that stupid, okay? If you're that stupid to think you're that arrogant to think that you had that election in the bag, then yeah, you deserve to lose. You deserve to lose. You didn't deserve to win the White House in 2016. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel about that. If you have too much experience, you telling me this guy who had no political experience came in and kicked your ass and you didn't understand what was going on. He seemed like he understood. Well, he's a marketer, okay? He understood the demographics. And like I said, I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm just keeping it fucking real about what happened. You don't have to be. I wasn't a Trump supporter because I didn't like his ideology. I like the shit he said when he came down the escalator talking about blacks, Latinos, and everybody else basically want shit, whether you were Mexican or whatever. Okay? I didn't like that shit, and I never forgot that. But I'm going to give two credits due. I don't like his ideology. I didn't vote for him, but understand his book, Art of the Deal, is a reference point to a 5,000-year-old military strategy book called Sun Tzu Art of War. That's why they call it Art of the Deal, Art of the War. You see the similarities? He used all those tactics to win the election. He used all those tactics to win that thing with the Kavanaugh. That was another dumbass shit. I didn't agree with. Okay? That was another thing. I'm not saying that that woman didn't get sexually assaulted, but they got way off the mark on what they needed to concentrate on. They let this dude's a great. He's good at deception. They say in military, and say in Sun Tzu, all warfare. Understand this. All warfare is based off deception. Y'all gotta understand something. We're at war. And if we don't realize all this kind of stuff to what he's doing, he gonna win a second term in the White House. Whether we like this shit or not. If we start playing all this kumbaya shit and marching don't mean shit. If you don't understand what the man's doing to you strategically. And he's kicking the Dems ass strategically. He has been. Plain and simple. I know some people may not like what I have to say in there. But this is military tactics. That's maybe it's cause my mindset, me in my 40 years plus of martial arts, I understand military strategies. I understand what people do. Be it a whole group of people or one person. Okay? Understand that this is what this man is doing. And if they don't wake up to the fact, we could have all that mess. All the Dems can be talking about vote and vote. If we don't understand, if he don't understand where he's coming from with all this mess, he gonna be in the White House in 2020. Guarantee. Guarantee. Okay? And they may keep the House and the Senate. And so I feel like without, this is my opinion, without Dems winning both, they're kind of gonna be lopsided in their power. Okay? And if that's the case, there's not going to be nothing done on both sides. The only thing that may be done in saving grace is maybe to get him out of office. Maybe. Okay? Maybe. I'm not going to say it is. Not going to say it ain't. I'm just going to say maybe. Okay? All right. I've been on here 32 minutes. That's usually how long I'm on. If you got value from what I'm saying, that's fine. If you first time that you have subscribed or witnessed my Sunset Sundays show, I do this every Sunday. I've been doing this for the last 2 years. If you haven't subscribed to my Facebook Live, do so right now. If you haven't subscribed to my fan page, Greg Smith GJS Enterprises, do so. I have a newsletter on that page. You can click on it and get updates and business information that I do that I have a previous, what's the word? I have first-hand knowledge of before a lot of the public does. Okay? I belong to a group of people, marketing experts that share different things that are happening in the marketplace today that are working now. If you're in any type of online business, if you want to understand stuff like that, hit me up on that page. I can send you a link to test drive that community, that group. If you're interested in learning to start an online business, you can hit me up. I can give you information. Just hit me up on my fan page, okay? That being said, I'm going to get off of here. It's 6:39. It feels later than it should be. I know because it's the standard time, daylight saving time is over, folks. First Sunday after daylight saving time. Okay? Thanks, Leslie, Kent, Shaman, thanks for joining me this Sunday. Till then, I use this term Les Brown always says. This is from Les Brown. He says, the heart attack rate goes up between now and this time Monday morning. Why is that? Because people are stressed out, don't like going to their jobs, and they can't stand their bosses. But don't let that stress take you the fuck out of here. Because that's what takes a lot of people out there, especially brown and black people, stressed out because they're working for a company, people that don't want them there, don't like them, and they stressed out to keep their jobs because they need to pay their bills and send their kids to college. There's other alternatives to do that, okay? That being said, I'm going to get off of here. Peace. Take care. We'll see you on the next video. Take care.